Hello, my name is Isaiah Valdez, and I'll be going over the Gavotte from Suzuki Book number 2, piece number 11. We'll be going over different techniques on how to practice it and perform it. So I'll go ahead and play it for you. So, right off the bat, in the first section of the Gavotte, you have a lot of staccato markings. So, to get that effect, you want to get near that balance point area and really focus on keeping a nice supple wrist on both hands, but specifically the right hand. And focus on that first finger. Just the camera a little bit. And focus on that first finger, really doing all the work. So, in measure 2, you have a grace note-like object. It is called an appoggiatura. So you're not going, but it's a quick, da-ding, a quick ornament. So, let's do it in time. On different notes is in measure 4. So yeah, practice it really slow. Now, the same concept is going on. Pretty much the same notes are almost the same notes are in the next line, minus the 5, 6, 7, measure 7, where you get a different rhythm and note pattern. So you really want to focus on that extension. So 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, extended 4. hand isn't squeezing, because if it's squeezing, no way you're going to get that F sharp in tune. And then carrying on into the next line, measure 9, same concept, that staccato. So on these quarter notes, really kind of bring them out a little bit. Da da dee. Now measure 13. Don't get too confused with it. It's kind of a little tricky sometimes, but you have double patterns. So 1 double 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 1. So I would definitely practice that measure 13 slowly. And then measure 14, you have a ritardando. So you want to slow down gradually and then still grow. So I'm going to put it in context. And measure 14, you have a piano. So you want to stay quiet. And then after measure 16, take a brief pause, a little longer than that quarter note, and then enter the next section of the gavotte, which is measure 17. You have different markings now. You have tenuto markings and pio cantabile. So you want to have it more sung and rich. More legato, more bow. So you really want to practice that pretty slow with a metronome and building up that tempo. So making sure you've really built that up slowly. If you try to attack it at a faster tempo, it's going to twist your fingers around too much, as I demonstrated earlier. But continuing on, in the next measure 21, you have a piano, so stay quiet. And so those are hooked bowings on the second beat on measure 21, so you want to go up, up. And they're also short. Sign, and you go all the way back to measure 17. Same thing with going backwards, going back to measure 8, you have a repeat sign, so you repeat back to the beginning. Now continuing on to measure 25, slightly different than the start of the second section at 17. You have a little bit more action going on here, so a mix of legato and staccato. Now measure 25, make sure that F is really legato. And cello's at low B. High B staccato. Measure 27, same concept. Almost the exact same notes. 29, same concept. Now at measure 29, 28, 30, 31, 32, or the last measure, it's bow, 4-finger on that noted C on the G string, and an open C. So you have two ways of plucking that. I go middle finger and then thumb up, or you can go middle finger and you go both, whichever one you like better. Up to you, whatever feels more comfortable for you there. But now, after you finish that, you repeat back to measure 25, and then after you finish those two lines again, you repeat all the way back to the beginning at measure 1, and you continue all the way, skipping the repeat at measure 8, all the way to where it says fine, and then you finish the piece there. I'll demonstrate. So yeah, that pretty much covers the gavotte. I would definitely practice with a metronome section by section. I would go every 2 lines would be a different section to practice. So for instance, the first 2 lines would be section A, next 2 B, next 2 C, and the last one D. And I would practice that maybe first 2 lines maybe 1 hour or 1 day, and the next one the next day, and so forth. And just getting used to bringing it down in sections. And then after you get comfortable with each section, go A to B, and then B to C, and then etc., etc. And until you get really comfortable, because this piece might look short, but with all the repeats and then the road maps, it's a pretty long piece. There's a lot of playing going on, so you need to build the endurance and really be comfortable with the notes. And I would definitely practice the C major scale, getting used to so going. Your bow with a staccato. But other than that, please let me know if you have any questions. Shoot me a text or email or leave a comment. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.